Hey guys, what's up? This is Dylan, and welcome to my top Premier League young players. Without any further ado, let's get started. The first player is Ruben Cheek from Chelsea. He is age 19, he is a midfielder, and he is from England. I think he's definitely going to be a breakout star this year in the Premier League if he can get some games under his belt, and as Jose Mourinho said, work a bit harder. And yeah, I think he's definitely a good future for the England national team, and hopefully we can actually have some good young talent coming through. And on to our second player in a few seconds is going to be Jordan Ibe from Liverpool. Again, he is 19, he is a winger/forward, and he is from England. He has been a fantastic player for Liverpool in preseason this year, and definitely can help fill the void left by Raheem Sterling. And I think he can also be a good asset for England in the future. If him and Sterling can be a starter in the England national team in a few years, I definitely think England could be a force to be reckoned with for the first time since 1966. And moving on to the player I just talked about is Raheem Sterling, who's much hated for transferring to Manchester City for about $49 million. He is age 20, he is a winger/forward, and as I said, plays for Manchester City and is from England. Again, I think could be a fantastic player for England and Manchester City in the future. And I think, as I said with Jordan Ibe, if him and Loftus-Cheek can get into the England team, I definitely think we have quite a good team to go for in the future. Moving on to our next player is a bit of a surprise. His name is Harrison Reed. He is 20. He's a defensive midfielder, plays for Southampton, and again is from England. Most people haven't heard much of him, but he's a good midfielder, good, young, strong, tackling, and I think can definitely be an asset for Southampton if he can get some games under his belt, especially with Schneiderlin leaving, and maybe be a starter with Wanyama. And yeah, I think he can definitely be in the England national team in the future. Not right now, but definitely be a good asset in the future if he gets good. Moving on to our next player is Jack Grealish, who has been under the weather a bit because of some drinking problems while he's on holiday. But beside his personal life problems, he's definitely a fantastic player playing for Republic of Ireland and being a winger, kind of a forward. And he is 19 years old, so I think if he gets British citizenship, I think he could be a good player and hopefully can play good for Aston Villa and help them, especially with losing the likes of Andres Weimann, Benteke, and Delph. And moving on to our next player is going to be Tottenham's new signing, Dele Alli, who is 19 years old and is a midfielder and signed from MK Dons, and he's also from England. I think definitely he can get some games under his belt and be a good player for Tottenham this season. Maybe not start every single game, but definitely be a good, strong asset for them in midfield, being somewhat of a playmaker and definitely a creative player. So, yeah, I think it's a good signing and definitely is, again, another player with good future from England. Now moving on to our next player, who has been under the radar a lot, is Gediam Zelalem from Arsenal, who is 18 years old and is a midfielder and is kind of German/American/Ethiopian. He's very good, definitely a young talent, and whichever national team he plays for or chooses to play for, I think he's going to be a fantastic player for them and is definitely good for Arsenal, especially not having a quality midfielder since Cesc Fabregas sadly left. Moving on to our next player is Harry Kane, who's 22 years old, who had a fantastic breakout season, and hopefully can continue that this season. And he is being scouted by some of the top clubs like Manchester United, who recently put in a $40 million bid for him. I think he can definitely continue last season's form and hopefully lead Tottenham to a Champions League place, and definitely will be a starter for England in the years to come. Moving on to our next player in just a second is going to be Hector Bellerin from Arsenal, who's a right back, 20 years old, and from Spain. Had a good season last year, very pacey, even got a goal or two under his belt, and I think definitely is in Arsenal's future for their defense. I'm not really sure of any other young defenders that Arsenal have. I know there are quite a few, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. Anyways, guys, so we're closing in on the end of the video, and thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all have a good day, and subscribe, like, and favorite. Oh, and also check out Sean's channel, Blockbuster Pro. Adios.